jack the car up, all you have to do, you can use any jack, but this jack comes with the car. It should be located to the right side of your spare wheel in the trunk. You just flip this out, and right here on the side of your car there will be a little circular hole. You can carefully pop that out. Just like that. Once you have this here, you can just slide it vertically like that in the hole. It goes right like that. And then you turn this clockwise. And it's a pretty ingenious system. Here's the jack stand. Just slide it under, find a secure point there, something that's not gonna bend or buckle. There's also a tab right here that you can use. Now, for the most difficult part of the job. Here's the oil pan. This plug right here, when you crawl under the car, that's the plug you gotta take off to drain the oil. Have your oil pan ready. Suck it on there. And don't tighten it. There we go. Just like that. There, it's loose now. Just gonna pull it out. Bugger. Okay. And that's that. Now, you might make a bit of a mess. Hopefully you don't, but, well, I always seem to. You want to let that drain for a while. One of the advantages of doing this yourself is that you can let it drain for a half hour, whatever, you know, go take a nap or eat lunch and come back, because the longer you let it drain, the more oil you will get out of your car, and you want to get as much dirty oil out as you can. That's the reason why you always want to do this when your car is hot after it's been driven for a while, because the oil will flow better and you'll get more of it out of your engine. So every time you change your oil, you want to get as much dirty oil out as you possibly can. So that's it. I'm gonna let this drain a while, and then we'll come back to it. We'll put the plug back on, and we'll be almost done. Okay. With my car still jacked up and the plug that I just took out of the oil pan is still off and still draining, the drain pan is still under there. While all that's going on, I'm going to take out the oil filter, which is right here. It requires a 36mm socket, quite a large socket, but you can find them at auto parts places and things like that. The reason why you want to take the oil filter off while it's draining is that when you do that, more oil will drain out of the car. So, it's kind of a no-brainer. Nice thing about E36s, oil filter is right here, easy to get to. So, yeah, just put your 36mm socket on there like that, and start loosening it. Now, your oil filter will all be covered in oil, so it's a good idea to have something there to clean it up as you take it out, or you'll make a mess. There it goes, pulls right out like that, and that's the oil filter. Oil filter and the plastic housing. Now this will just pull apart, and I'll replace this fabric thing right here. So I'll just grab the thing, pulls off right like that. This is the housing, that's the old filter, and then right here you'll notice there's a rubber gasket. It's kind of a pain, but you can take that off. Just pull it off right like that. That's the old one. You'll want to replace that with the new one that should come with your new oil filter. Here's my new oil filter, man filter. Bought this online at Pelican Parts. You can find them in auto parts places, but they're usually not OEM manufacturers. They're usually not the original BMW manufacturers. This one is, and it always works well, fits right. Some of the other ones that you find at parts places, like the Fram filters and things like that, they don't always fit as well. Here's my new rubber gasket that I'm going to put on here. It also has a copper washer that I'm going to put on the drain plug when I put the drain plug back on the oil pan underneath. So this just slides on like that. That's on there like that. And this right here. Good idea to put a little engine oil on there just to make a good seal. I always do. I don't know if you're supposed to or think you are. I learned that ages ago. Anyway, it doesn't hurt. Get it nice and oily with some of the engine oil there. And then just stretch it on. And there you go, it's right on there like that, and this is ready to put on. I'll leave that off while I'm waiting, just because that will help it drain more oil out of the engine. For some reason the air, I don't know, releases suction, yada yada, who knows. Okay, well, while I'm waiting, you always want to check the coolant level, make sure it's good, you know, just kind of go over your engine. Make sure you don't spot any obvious problems. Coolant level, make sure it's okay. There's a mark on the side of the plastic container. Window washer fluid and brake fluid, very important. There's a mark here on the side. You can kind of wiggle it to see. Make sure that you have enough brake fluid in there. Alright. So, we'll wait a couple minutes, we'll come back, we'll start putting things back together.